Hi there, today I'm going to make a quick service of this SR Suntour Raidon fork. If I'm not mistaken, this particular one was made in 2015, so it's a 5-year-old suspension fork, which probably wasn't maintained regularly. To be clear, any kind of fork should be maintained at least 2 times a year, but this could be more if you are riding often in snow, dust or mud. I say that if you inspect your fork after winter, around March, and before winter, like October, you will be fine. This fork, for example, is a pretty good one. It's not hard to disassemble at all. You do not need any special tools, but of course you should have the basic ones. To clean and lube the suspension, you will need isopropyl alcohol and Sram butter, that's all. Any kind of grease could work, but this was made to work around the stanchions and does not collect dust and grime like other types of grease. Please be careful when disassembling an air fork. You should always let out the air from the air chamber before starting to work on it. It could cause serious injuries. So after letting out the air, you can compress the fork to verify that there is no more air in the chamber. Then you need to unscrew the bottom bolts. Do not unscrew the bolt completely. Let a half centimeter in, because now you need to hit the head of the screw to separate the inner part from the lower. You have to do this on both sides. Try to be organized and dedicate a table for the screws and mark everything so you know where it should go back at the end. If you want to be safe, you can make a time lapse with your phone. After the 2 bolts was removed, you can pull down the lower. There should not be any oil or water in there. Let's start inspecting the stanchions. If there are no scratches or dust or rust, then you are lucky. We can move to the next step. If there are, try to clean with isopropyl alcohol. But if it started to rust, then you cannot save that one. Probably wouldn't work as smooth anymore, but you can use it for many years without problem. Just don't forget to inspect regularly to make sure it's not damaged dangerously by the dust. Okay, so the next step is to remove the top left leg bolt. This one has air in it, so you should definitely check it again if it's empty, by trying to compress the fork. After removing the bolt, you can inspect the inside. If it's clean, like this one, with grease on it, then you have nothing to do. You can put it back before the dust gets in. If there is dust or any dirt, you should clean it with isopropyl alcohol, then put Sram butter or other fork-specific grease on it. You should take your time during the whole process, but especially here when you inspect the inner parts. If yours is as clean as this one, then you should be careful and try not to make any damage to it, like placing it on dusty surface. Keep it in your hand or place it on a clean rag. As I already mentioned at the beginning, if you are doing this quick maintenance service twice a year, then the inside should be nice and clean all the time. Don't forget to put back the plastic ring on the lower tube. Probably you will need to add some air to the fork to be able to push it back. The other side, right leg, has a lock mechanism. If you are having problem with that, I'm sorry, this video does not cover that service. We are doing a quick maintenance service now. So if the stanchions are okay, then the lower inside should be okay as well. Here we do not have an inner foam like the pricier forks, but still need to be as clean as possible. So you should clean the outside and then the inside as well. If you are using alcohol or water, let it dry out before assembling it. When you are ready and it's clean, you have to put some Sram butter on the top inside part to keep out the dust and dirt. If you remove the metal rings from the lower rubber seals, then put them back. Now you can add the rubber O-ring to the stanchion if you want. Then push back the lower on the stanchions. Be careful and patient here. Try not to damage the rubber seals on the lower. Now put back the 2 bolts to the bottom and you are nearly ready. Set the air pressure, and on the bottom of the right leg you should have the red bolt which adjusts the rebound speed. If you do not have it, like in my case, you can adjust it with an Allen key. Now you can build it back to the bike and compress the fork for 10-15 times to let the extra grease come off and clean the stanchions. Keep in mind, if you manage to keep the stanchions clean, then the dust and dirt cannot get into the fork, which means you will have a long-last smooth working suspension. Thanks for watching, hope it was useful. Consider subscribing to the channel if you would like to see more content like this.